My friend, if you opened your eyes this morning and felt something pressing on your chest, not simple tiredness, not laziness, but a weight with no name, a heaviness that makes even breathing feel like work, I want you to hear me now. You are not failing. You are not broken. Carl Jung would say that what you're feeling is the oldest language of your soul, and it speaks that way only when something inside you must end, so something truer, something long-awaited can begin. Just stay with me for a little while, about 25 minutes, because you are about to discover why this heaviness might be the wisest thing in your life right now, and the 5 sacred forms of exhaustion that mark the beginning of transformation, never the end. Now, here's the part no one tells you about spiritual awakening. It doesn't feel like freedom, not at first. It feels like weight. It feels like the fire that once burned bright in you is suddenly gone out. When you finally see the truth, which relationships were false, which dreams were borrowed, which parts of you were only performance, you don't feel liberated. You feel heavier. It's time Jung's groups and writings, in therapy spaces and quiet forums. I've watched this pattern repeat over and over across decades. Someone passes through their own dark night of the soul. They wake up. They see everything sharper than before. And then, the fire goes out. They describe it like this. It's like escaping a burning building and suddenly realizing how cold the world really is. This is not regression. This is not depression. This is what Jung called psychic incubation, a sacred pause where your inner world digests what your outer world has just learned. You're not dying, friend. You're in the Chrysalis. Since the world changed in 2020, therapists and physicians everywhere have been naming a new phenomenon: existential exhaustion, soul fatigue, a tiredness untouched by sleep. Jung's books have returned to the bestseller lists. People everywhere are looking for language to describe the weight they're carrying. This isn't about productivity. It isn't about laziness. It's about listening. Because when the body stops, the soul is speaking. The first form of soul tiredness is misalignment. This happens when the life you're living no longer matches the life you inwardly know. Jung worked with countless people who had successful lives, good jobs, families, homes, yet felt hollow inside. The woman came to Jung saying every morning felt like pushing a stone uphill. Over months of gentle work, she realized her entire life had been built upon her father's idea of who she should be. All it took was one boundary, one no, one creative class she secretly longed for. And the heaviness began to soften. So small truth spoken can shift an entire life. Practice. Write for 10 minutes tonight. 3 things you do only to please others. Choose one boundary this week, just one. Now, this one hurts differently depending on where you are in life. If you're in your 20s or 30s, you're exhausted before you've even begun, building a life you think you should want, not the one your soul actually needs. If you're in your 40s or 50s, you've built the right life, the home, the job, the family. And the heaviness comes from realizing it was never truly yours. If you're in your 60s or 70s, listen closely, friend. Your exhaustion is not decay. It's the psyche finally freeing itself from decades of carrying everyone else's expectations. It's not the slowing of life. It's the beginning of living on your own terms. Misalignment has one message. Stop building someone else's life. Start honoring your own. The second form is unmourned grief. This grief is quiet. It doesn't scream. It leaks. It might be a relationship that ended without closure, a dream abandoned for survival, a younger version of you left behind, In Memories, Dreams, Reflections, Jung wrote about his own losses and how unspoken grief quietly drains life force. Practice. Write a letter to what you lost. Read it softly. Then choose a small ritual. Tear it, burn it, or bury it. Ritual turns leaking pain into held memory. Form 3 is emotional overload, what Jung called psychic contagion. If you're an empath, a highly sensitive person, someone who feels others before they speak, you carry weights that were never yours. You enter a room and absorb tension like a sponge. You hear one painful story and feel it in your chest for days. Jung once worked with a nurse who collapsed from fatigue, though every medical test was normal. She had been carrying each patient's fear, each family's grief, each doctor's stress. Her body forced to stop because her boundaries didn't exist. This is not weakness, it is not failure. It is your nervous system saying, "I cannot carry the world for you anymore." So, if this is the form that lives in you, let me offer you a few small practices, little things that don't feel like much, but steady the nervous system in ways the mind can't quite explain. Whenever you're about to step into a space that drains you, a busy workplace, a tense family gathering, even a grocery store packed shoulder to shoulder, place your hand gently on your sternum and whisper, "I care, but I do not carry." Feel how your chest softens just a little. That's your boundary waking up. Second practice, soothing. Give yourself a 2-hour noise fast each week. No news, no scrolling, no absorbing the world's sadness as if it were your job. Let your nervous system listen to its own quiet again. Third practice, ritual. And after any conversation that leaves you heavier than you arrived, go to a sink and wash your hands or your face with slow, deliberate movements. Ritual tells the psyche, release what isn't mine. It may seem simple, but the unconscious understands symbols better than explanations. If this feels like your form, if you've been carrying more than one heart can reasonably hold, write overload in the comments, so you know you're not walking this part alone. Now, Form 4, the transition. This is the chrysalis stage of the soul. It arrives when the old identity has dissolved, but the new one hasn't yet taken shape. You're not who you were, and not yet who you're becoming. Jung knew this territory well. He spent years withdrawing from public life, moving inward, descending into dreams and symbols that frightened even him. To the outside world, it looked like he was coming apart, but inside that darkness, he was building the foundation of modern depth psychology. If you're in that in-between place, where everything old feels too tight and everything new still feels formless, your exhaustion is natural. Transformation is not a clean process. It's a dissolving, a reforming, a quiet breaking open. Give this stage time. Souls are not meant to rush. If you're standing in that in-between space, where the old life is fading and the new one hasn't fully spoken yet, then give yourself a gift this week. A small one, but a sacred one. Set aside a half hour, just 30 quiet minutes that belong to no one but you. No goals, no productivity, no pressure to figure anything out. Simply sit, breathe, and let the silence settle around you, like a blanket pulled up to the chin. And then, almost like you're speaking to a shy child, ask gently, what is trying to emerge? You don't need an answer. Just the willingness to listen is enough. And the fifth form, the last form, is blocked creativity. Let's creativity is not about painting or poetry. It's the inner river, the life impulse itself. When it gets dammed up, the unused energy turns inward and becomes heaviness. A man came to Jung, a banker, successful by every measure, yet so tired, doctors could find no cause. He confessed he abandoned the piano at 19 because it wouldn't pay the bills. Jung didn't ask him to quit his job. He asked him to play for just 5 minutes a day. No audience, no goal, just playing. Weeks later, the heaviness softened because he stopped denying a part of himself that had been calling for decades. Creativity is nourishment for the inner world, not performance. If this is the form that lives in you, that quiet ache of a creativity you never gave yourself permission to touch, then let me offer you something simple. Give yourself just 5 minutes a day, not to produce, not to impress, not to be good at anything. Jum a tune with no melody. Doodle a line that leads nowhere. Knead a bit of dough between your fingers. Move your body the way it wants to sway. Write words that make absolutely no sense. Let something inside you stretch its lungs again. And breathe. Just feels like your form, if a quiet, creative pulse has been waiting years to be heard. Write creativity in the comments, so you can meet the others who feel this calling too. Let's pause, friend, because if you're still here at this moment, something in these forms has touched your life. I've seen these same experiences over years across thousands of people, in therapy circles, Jungian groups, and the quiet late-night corners of the internet. People saying, "I'm tired in a way sleep can't touch. I don't want to die, but I don't want to live like this. I'm exhausted from pretending everything is fine." These are not rare. They are the signs of a collective awakening. People realizing the lives they built no longer fit the souls they carry. Tell me which form is yours. Misalignment? Grief? Overload? Transition? Or creativity? When we reach 50 comments, I'll create an entire video on the form this community is walking through the most. You're not alone in this. Your voice matters here. Now, if you can rest for just 3 minutes, I'll guide you through something Jung practiced himself, active imagination. It's a way to let the exhaustion speak, not to fight it, not to fix it, but to listen. Close your eyes if that feels safe. Place one hand over your chest. Breathe with me, slow and steady. Inhale for 4. Hold for 2. Exhale for 6. Again, inhale, hold, exhale, 6. One more time, friend. Inhale, hold, exhale, 6. Now ask silently, what is my body trying to show me? Let whatever rises, rise. A word, a picture, a sensation, a memory, or silence. Now, if you feel ready to take even the smallest step forward, let me offer you a soft path, a month-long whisper rather than a plan, a way of moving that won't overwhelm you, but might invite something inside you to shift its weight, just a little. Now, for the first week, give yourself 5 quiet minutes each morning to practice that active imagination. Sit with yourself. Breathe with yourself. Let the inner world speak on its own terms. And twice a day, place your hand on your chest and offer those boundary breaths. The soft reminder, I care, but I do not carry. At some point this week, choose one afternoon where the world's noise doesn't get to reach you. No news, no scrolling, just your nervous system finding its way back to quiet. In the second week, add 5 minutes of something gentle and creative, not for achievement, not for an audience, but as a way of letting a forgotten part of you stretch and awaken. Intimate week, try offering life one honest boundary, a single gentle no, or a small request for a little more breathing room. Not to change your world, just to signal to your soul that its needs matter, even in the smallest ways. And when you reach the 4th week, sit for a moment and ask yourself, what softened? What opened its eyes? What asked for a next step? Let whatever answer arrives, even if it's vague, even if it's quiet, guide one small action for the month that follows. This has never been about fixing yourself. It has always been about listening to the parts of you that have waited years to be heard. And if this video held you, even for a moment, I'd be grateful if you'd share the one word that matched your form. Misalignment, grief, overload, transition, or creativity. Each one of them is a doorway into understanding. Your stories shape this place. Your words guide the next video I make, and the next path we explore together. And if you'd like more Jungian wisdom, more guided practices, more stories that honor the quiet, inner parts of life, you're welcome to subscribe. If someone you love has been carrying a weight they never had language for, share this with them. Thank you for spending this time with me, for trusting me with your quiet moments, for being here. We'll meet again, friend, in the next video.